Welcome to Story Time!
Hello and welcome to Riverside Performing Arts Story Time. Today we are reading a book that is very well known, but I hope one of your favourites as well as mine. This is called 5 Minutes Peace by Jill Murphy. Let's go. The children were having breakfast. This was not a pleasant sight. Mrs. Large took a tray from the cupboard. She set it with a teapot, a milk jug, her favourite cup and saucer, a plate of marmalade toast, and a leftover cake from yesterday. She stuffed the morning paper into her pocket and sneaked off towards the door. "Where are you going with that tray, Mum?" asked Laura. "To the bathroom," said Mrs. Large. "Why?" asked the other two children. "Because I want 5 minutes peace from you lot," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." "Can we come?" asked Lester as they trailed up the stairs behind her. "No," said Mrs. Large. "You can't." "What shall we do then?" asked Laura. "You can play," said Mrs. Large, "downstairs by yourselves and keep an eye on the baby." "I'm not a baby," muttered the little one. Mrs. Large ran a deep, hot bath. She emptied half a bottle of bath foam into the water, plunked on her bath hat, and got in. She poured herself a cup of tea and lay back with her eyes closed. It was heaven. "Can I play my tune?" asked Lester. Mrs. Large opened one eye. "Must you?" she asked. "I've been practicing," said Lester. "You told me to. Can I, please, just for 1 minute?" "Go on then," sighed Mrs. Large. So Lester played. He played "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star" 3.5 times. In came Laura. "Can I read you a page from my reading book?" she asked. "No, Laura," said Mrs. Large. "Go on, all of you off downstairs." "You let Lester play his tune," said Laura. "I heard. You like him better than me. It's not fair." "Oh, don't be silly, Laura," said Mrs. Large. "Go on then, just 1 page." So Laura read. She read 4.5 pages of Little Red Riding Hood. In came the little one with a trunk full of toys. "For you!" he beamed, flinging them all into the bathwater. "Thank you, dear," said Mrs. Large weakly. "Can I see the cartoons in the paper?" asked Laura. "Can I have the cake?" asked Lester. "Can I get in with you?" asked the little one. Mrs. Large groaned. In the end, they all got in. The little one was in such a hurry that he forgot to take off his pyjamas. Mrs. Large got out. She dried herself, put on her dressing gown, and headed for the door. "Where are you going now, Mum?" asked Laura. "To the kitchen," said Mrs. Large. "Why?" asked Lester. "Because I want 5 minutes peace from you lot," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." And off she went downstairs, where she had 3 minutes and 45 seconds of peace before they all came to join her. The end. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
Peace, quiet, rest. Can you think of any other words that are like the word peace? It's important for us all to get rest, and I definitely feel better when I have had a good sleep, or if I've just had 5 minutes to sit quietly with a cup of tea. I mean, how do you feel after a cuddle or after having a story read to you? Poor Mrs. Large, she couldn't get any rest. Why don't you try writing down a list of house rules that the elephant family could stick to so that Mrs. Large could get her 5 minutes peace? There might even be some rules in there that might help your adults get 5 minutes peace as well. Our story, well, it took place all over the house, didn't it? And it involved quite a bit of getting messy. If you have a tray at home and some plastic cups and spoons or even a teapot, why not try making some pretend tea with water or rice or cereal or something that you can pour? Practice pouring and maybe even talk to an adult about what tea is and where does it come from and how does it grow? Sometimes I know that when I haven't had enough rest, I can get a bit frustrated and angry. And so when that happens, we can do some things to calm ourselves down. And one thing we can do is to take some deep breaths. So we can take 3 short sniffs through our nose and then 1 long breath out through our mouth. Why don't you try with me? I call these bunny breaths, and they help slow our heart rate down, they help our body relax, and we get lots of oxygen into our lungs. And maybe if you're having really big feelings about something and maybe you're feeling worried, perhaps using these bunny breaths can help you to feel calm and at peace. I hope you enjoyed our story today and that you'll join us next week for another story with Riverside Performing Arts.